So my name is Brie Gould. I am CEO of Comfort Keepers Ireland. Comfort Keepers is a company-owned provider of home care services nationwide. We have 14 offices right around the country, and we provide care to those who wish to stay at home and be cared for in their own home. So Comfort Keepers set up in Ireland in 2005, and at that time home care was very new. It was very much in its infancy. I started in the organisation in 2007. I suppose it was an industry that I was excited at the time to join, very much for the reasons that I come from a nursing background, and I always loved business, and it gave me both. It gave me an opportunity to be still part of healthcare and actually learn about how a business develops and grows. So as I said, I started in the business in 2007 and started as a client care manager and worked my way up through the organisation as the organisation grew and developed our operational department. And from there in 2014 I was appointed CEO of the organisation. And at that time we were, there was changes obviously in the economy. Ireland was beginning to recover. We had been very successful in the first national tender of home care services, the first ever one to be run. And following that, we had large growth, double-digit growth, which in itself was exciting, but bore lots of challenges, and challenges we very successfully overcome. In 2015, the owners made a decision to sell back to the master franchise, which is owned by the Sodexo Group. And we successfully managed a large due diligence process, and the company was acquired back. And we've continued our success ever since under the guidance and leadership of a multinational to support us. So the fact that it's an external accreditation, it's independent, it's somebody coming in, looking at our service and deeming it an all-star business and service. So, going back out to our customer base and talking about that, and them being delighted for us also in receiving that recognition and reward too has been truly brilliant. And as well, it goes back to the community-focused piece, because our clients are those who wish to stay at home, and home is around the community. It's much more than their bricks and mortar. It's around them staying in their community. So for us to be recognised from that point of view has been amazing. And I just think as well, to our customer base as well, what we will learn through the network of All-Stars and what we can bring back to them through our fellow All-Star winners in relation to future collaborations and thought leadership and synergies that we can work on together. So I think the future in relation to what we can bring out of our All-Star win is very, very positive. That's a big question to answer. There's probably not a lot that I would do differently. I think I would take the learnings and the advice that I got along the way, and probably would have made my journey less bumpy, possibly. But I suppose we learn best from those experiences. I'm always a person that has taken advice and listened and taken my feedback and probably moved forward with it. I'm a great believer in moving forward versus always looking back. And I think that has served the business very well. Also, I think I'm always happy to learn from others and learn from our people, and I learn from them every day. And I think once you take those learnings and listen to others, I think you can't go wrong. And I truly believe if you care about what you do and your people around you care about what you do, your business will thrive once it's authentic. Lots of things. I believe in always doing the right thing by people and having that fostered as a culture within the organisation, and I truly believe we have that. So doing the right thing by your client and doing the right thing by our employees, and that's very much matters to me, and I think, and I know within the business very much matters to our staff. Personally, I would say the attributes that I have would be around I'm very persistent, I'm very resilient, and cope with lots of different curves that have been thrown over the years, and being able to navigate our way around them. And I suppose hardworking. I think you can't survive if you don't have that strong work ethic.
To be honest, there are probably too many satisfying moments to mention, but one of the moments that happens actually more frequently than not is when I get a letter from a client or their family telling me about what the difference Comfort Keepers and their carers have made in their lives, that daughters have been able to stay as daughters, that everybody gets to stay in their independent role in the families. They are so satisfying because it really is that moment that you know what you do is working. One of my other satisfying moments would be since we integrated with Sodexo and our wider global team, bringing our Carer of the Year to the International Carer of the Year awards in Orlando last year, and our representative from our Office of the Year as well for high performance, and really seeing them being recognised on an international platform was a really, really satisfying moment, because sometimes people don't see the actual global community of home care that's sitting, in every community, in every country across the world. This home care is needed. People need support to stay at home, because it really is, in my experience, part of the pathway for us, and we should all want to stay at home for as long as we possibly can, because we know the benefits it has for us from on a social level, on a health level, and it's that exposure for all of us to see and be part of the wider global community of care is phenomenal and deeply satisfying, I have to say.
So there's been lots of satisfying moments over our 13-year history. I have to say, on a day-to-day basis, the most satisfying part of our job is delivering a service that has such a social need, and doing that 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Is really truly what satisfies me greatly in doing that well. And when you get the customer feedback or feedback from staff of how much it means to them, how much they're enjoying it, makes it all worthwhile. Some of our bigger milestones and some of our external recognition, I think in particular the ones I would recall are around our award of the first national home care tender, where we were ranked #1 preferred provider. The Indeed Award of being ranked third best place to work, which was an independent poll. And I think just on a more local level, and I suppose from a community perspective, it was our Business All-Star Award. So winning that award and knowing what it meant to our staff and people, and particularly in this year, has been brilliant. Lots of people I could call on, but I suppose there's a couple of people I suppose that really have been truly influential in my life. Our two previous owners of Comfort Keepers, Austin and Bob Power, who started the business and grew such a successful business, and very much for me from day one have been my mentors and the people that I look up to, and delighted to be able to say that still can call on and seek advice, but incredibly inspirational and brave, starting up their business and growing it to being such a success that they did. My everyday heroes, I have to say, are my colleagues. I think they're amazing, and I think a company is nothing if you don't have great people around you, and I'm truly blessed to have such amazing people around me. In particular, my senior management team of Colette, Brendan and David, who we constantly keep each other grounded and focused and driven on the business, which is inspiring every day.
What really makes our business an all-star business has to be the people. Not only our employees, but our clients. Every day, the energy that our employees show up to work with, their sheer determination to make the day better for our clients, to make the day better for their colleagues. And then our clients and their voice in what we do. We actively look for their feedback, and lots of them have no problem talking to us as well about how we could do things better. And all of those inputs and value, I think, really do make us an all-star business. It is our people.
Lots, I suppose, and particularly when there's so much, we're in an era of such social entrepreneurs. There's lots of people who are providing great value and impact in Ireland and in their local communities. I think if one was to stand out to me, I think it would have to be the GAA. And that's just not because of the all-star piece either. It's just, I think they're a phenomenal organisation in what they've achieved, and to have a global brand now, and also to have stayed very true to their grassroots, and to be so much part of our culture in Ireland and the history of the GAA and everything. So I just think it's been an amazing, call it a business now. It really has achieved great things, and also bringing great lifestyle choices for people, etc. So it is something that I very much admire what they have done over the years, and its progression and development. So I started in the company in 2007 and as a client care manager, and really learned the every aspect of the company from ground level up. I started, developed the operational team within the business, and was director of operations from 2011 onwards, and appointed CEO in 2014. Which was I had big shoes to fill at that point, and I think delighted to say that I've continued that journey, and we've continued our successes of growth and sustainable growth, and business being responsible in business, providing lots of employment, delivering great quality services. And I think lots of our external accreditations, our ISO and our EIQA awards and other awards we've won throughout the years as well have continued to strengthen our business and meet the need of our clients and our staff, which has been the big piece we've needed to do. So in 2012, I think the first tender of home care service was done in the country, and I think that in itself has done significant branding for home care and people's awareness that such a service exists and that they could avail of it. I suppose over the years our service has changed and very much grown as well in relation to the need of our service users in the community. So, from very much providing home care and companionship now to looking after much more complex cases and higher need clients who wish to stay at home and can be cared for very well in their own homes. And our service, I suppose, has sort of grown and met the changes of society and the demand. I suppose we have a demographic need to meet as well. We have an ageing population, and I suppose our responsibility as a company of stepping up to that challenge and ensuring that our loved ones can be cared for and have that choice to stay at home if they wish to do so. Enjoy what you do. I'm very lucky, I'm very passionate and honoured, I feel, to do what I do and care for so many people, and I love it. I think absolutely love what you do. Listen lots, learn as you go. Don't ever be afraid to take on new ideas and learn from others. Your colleagues are just full of knowledge and inspiration. And I think ask lots of questions. I think don't lose your curiosity. I think those that sit there quietly and don't ask enough questions miss out on lots of things. Yes, 100%. For the reason, I suppose I'd like to share our experience and the approach that we took, which was very much a team approach. It wasn't just one person doing the application and others in the business not knowing that it was happening. Everyone knew it was happening, everyone was involved. We'd lengthy discussions around our application and the process throughout. So I think making it a team effort and taking the time to do that, because we often don't take time out in business to really reflect and look at our achievements and sort of go, hey, we're doing a good job here, and let's have that recognised. And I think that's what we achieved in the All-Star accreditation process. I think for me, one of the highlights was that actually even at the end stage, I wasn't here. My team were able to pick up the gauntlet, do the final interviews without me, and it really proved that it was an absolute team effort. And I think that's why the celebration thereafter meant that for all of the office teams, it meant so much more, because it was everyone's award, not just the individuals. So upon winning the All-Star accreditation, which was just an amazing achievement and accomplishment for me personally and the company, we set about immediately, I suppose, discussing, how are we really going to make this part of our business? And it's such a perfect fit. It wasn't that hard to decide where it belonged to, because our service is around people. The Business All-Star Awards is around people and communities. So we made a big decision around, we have an annual awards and recognition ceremony for all our people. Now that will be our All-Star awards and recognition of our people who are recognised for things such as being, the best employee to the everyday hero. We're also delighted that the All-Star business team have come on board to support this. So the judges that accredited our company will also look at our nominees for the awards as well, which is fantastic. And to have their support and guidance, we hope that our awards they've always been brilliant, but we think this year they'll be extra special.
This is a really core question of our business, because it is something that we actively do day in and day out, is look for the right people for our clients, for the business in general. And one of the key, I suppose, elements is that element of care. And what we have found in our experience is that lots of people can have the competencies to do the jobs, but they may not have the values. And through all of our recruitment, through our meetings, through I suppose our engagement with all of our employees, our core focus is on values and culture fit. And very often what we find is, if we get to have the value of care and the shared value and understanding of that, we can develop the competency. And we put a lot of focus on that through our recruitment processes. I suppose with our focus on values through recruitment, one of the other pieces that we really focus on is our employer brand, because this is really what attracts the right people to the organisation, that we get across who we are, what we do, how we do it, and where we want to go. And it's really important that the people who join us on that journey want to be on that train and don't want to be anywhere else.
Yes, I would recommend people to come and work for Comfort Keepers, because it's a great company to work for. People are treated very fairly, and there's lots of benefits when you come to work for Comfort Keepers as well. And also it is the feeling of, again, that you know that you're helping somebody out there to have a really good life.
My name is CK. I work as a Learning and Development Officer in Comfort Keepers. I've been with the company for 2.5 years, and the reason I love working for Comfort Keepers is it's a majority of reasons. First off, when I graduated from my MBA with HR, Comfort Keepers was one of the first companies to actually approach me. So I really took a lot up from that. They were so nice throughout the whole interview process. and I just kind of fell in love with the company. The other thing is that everyone teams together to help. So we predominantly take care of the elderly and people with disabilities. I'm in training, and let's say, for example, the snowstorm that we had, we all pulled together as a whole, from managers throughout the west, the south, the east, got together just to ensure that clients were happy. It's also about job satisfaction. You're helping the elderly, and it's a little bit of satisfaction when you go home at night, you know that I've actually done something to make a change. I've enabled another person to stay happy at home for whatever reason it may be. And it's also just having such an encouraging, supportive, motivated management team, as well as just a company as a whole, that you kind of just forget about everything, and if there's an issue or if there's anything that needs to be changed or anything that needs to be fixed, we all just pull together and we get it done. And at the very end of it, it's also having a managing director that you can just kind of knock on the door and be like, hi, I just have a quick question, and I know you're really busy, but she'll always give you that little bit of 2 minutes, whether it's the HR director or the director of operations. Everyone always has time for you in that sense when you're new and you are like full of 100 million questions and you don't know who to direct them to. They can at least give you that little helping hand to be like, okay, yes, I know what you need. No, I can't help you, but I can give you the details or the contact details of someone who can.
I work with Comfort Keepers for many reasons. One of the primary reasons I do it is because I do care. I love what we do every day. I love that what happens out in the community adds great value to people, to families, to as an employer, adding value in the communities as well. And I would hope that they are some of the reasons that people would want to work for us. One of the other reasons is we fundamentally will always do the right thing by our people, and that is both our clients and our employees. And I would hope that that would encourage people to work with us, and those that do, to stay with us.
They are a fantastic company. They really are, and I really love what they do. They actually ensure that elderly people can stay at home. They have their own independence, you know, and the comfort of their own home at all times. And you know, it's just amazing that this can happen, and that's why I love being here. That for me is a passion, because my parents always wanted to stay at home, and we managed to be able to do that. So it's nice to see that other people can do the same thing.
I have been with Comfort Keepers for 2 years and 4 months, and I just love that it's a great company, like we're like one big family. There's great support in the office. I love dealing with the carers. They're a great bunch of people. I get great job satisfaction. I know that the clients are well looked after, and that, you know, I can go home at night knowing that they have someone coming to look after them. The teamwork in the office is great. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. It's just a great company. You know, you could be at any stage in the company, and they're there to support you.